How'd that go again?
Because Jamie moved it. It's right. Jamie just moved it because we couldn't figure out how to.
Oh my God! What is it?
He flipped it all the way around.
Sam. Thank you for noticing.
Sorry.
Yeah. Great. What was their long weekend? Just got back last week. The best idea.
How it's gonna work out.
Not tonight, maybe not. Maybe tomorrow night. Tonight it's celebrating Emily's birthday and daylight.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So what happened with the fender bender? Everything okay?
So literally less than 1 mile away from my parents' place, leaving to come back yesterday. Pulled up, we're on a gravel road. Pulled up behind a construction vehicle, waiting to pull out. There were plenty of opportunities for him to pull out, but he just felt like he didn't have enough room.
Yeah.
He got frustrated and decided he was going to back up and turn around and go the other way. Well, he didn't stop and look behind him first.
He backed at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just got out of the car and I went up there and was like, dude, I was like, did you not look? You know, I looked behind and I just didn't see you. And I was like, how did you not see me? I said, I've been sitting behind you for about 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
No.
So are you just
Hi, ma'am.
Listener.
I think today's gonna be like a 5 caffeine day.
A 5 caffeine day.
I need all of it.
First, I was in tunnel. Oh, no, my keys. Got taken. My husband had my spare. Mine.
Just verifying you're not having a time today, right?
You're going to do the wine
Dance.
We are as a team.
That's not, no, you're good.
We're just going to have.
Because it was.
It's
I was going to do a more report today.
They're awesome. This is a great day. Yeah. Just nod and smile. It's going to be a great day.
Right? Sounds great to me. Hey, what's happening, Brian?
Hey, how's it going? Good. Good.
Like in the weekly meeting.
Got it.
Yeah. And I have to do this spinner.
I was like, I've never seen coffee and so I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, we can, well, I want to do this.
So yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a construction vehicle, so it was coming in.
Is it like a big truck or a regular truck?
Truck pulling a trailer.
Well, I didn't know if we were gonna.
Hey. I didn't do anything. It was me.
You open it up and it's facing backwards.
Thanks for that write-up. Yeah, it's an awesome blessing. All of that.
Yeah, no,
Great. Sitting behind you guys, and I just felt like, you know, Lord just kind of took over and different things I was thinking about you guys. I'm like, I think I should tell them this.
Yeah.
Longer than this.
That's awesome. Yeah.
The big one that really stuck out to me is that he can trust you.
I thought it was a pickle.
Like there's no limit.
This is the pickle.
Yeah, you can eat.
Right here,
They
it's
don't- I feel like you don't.
Holy cats,
It's Shane, and Shane's got that new Twins hat. New stylish Twins hat.
Yeah. We have a team in Brazil right now, and they are just super effective. Yeah, and they'll have 10 to 20,000 people.
Breaking news.
Yeah, they go to all the schools, and the schools fight over who gets to have them come into the school to evangelize to the kids. Kids invite everybody else. So, just really nice to support those guys, in a bigger way than just, giving enough where I feel good that I gave. I'd rather give enough where it like actually helps them get more. Translators.
Right. No, I think that's awesome. I think that's been one of the biggest struggles for a while. When I became a Christian, it was like 15, and it was the poor Jesus mentality that carpenters didn't make money, and then you got the prosperity message on the other side. Carpenters don't have money. It's like, so then you go on this thing, and it's like, you work hard, and then I was my shoulders are. Ideas are like infinite, so then I gotta get back to that. And then it's like you wanna have fun, so you're not feel the stress of that, stuff like that. And helping kids and that goes into just friends and we still have to start very homeless. Like I don't know, but I've always just given. And I got to a point where some people question their gift to the person on the board. Some of them are panhandlers and they basically have some are.
It's like my all-time favorite music.
Some are
Good choice.
Mine's good, but I don't have the capacity to think of what's happening. I have to really.
Plus, I don't know why you didn't get that. That's weird.
And so it's.
Because it came like automatic. Yeah.
Thinking too much on it.
I got it.
And then you want me to give so much money. You do want to do that too. Because you're giving so much time and resources into the money.
I shared it.
And it's just weird.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, they were awesome.
We just wanted to feel more free with the money.
How are you? How are you?
So, I appreciate that.
Long story short, my buddy and his wife went on Brazil and another one to Mexico.
Yeah.
And they came back and get the stuff. It's Josh Johnson, him. What's his name? Josh Johnson. He's up on the prairie.
Oh, okay. I've heard his name, yeah.
A long time. Everybody loves the guy.
Yeah.
And I met him 2 years ago, and I just right off the bat, highlighting him, and I was like, I gotta I get best friends, never was sitting on my phone.
The cable went down with me.
We've done a lot of different groups, and we started a church, the house church, and 1,000 people at the time. We started from a men's Bible study to 12 but these guys had charts,
My brother and
interpersonal skills,
he
had great heart.
had business in
You know, he
Spain or
grew
Italy.
up on a church here and there.
So he had to take off.
It really wasn't.
And then I'm gonna go back down this weekend.
The Lord put it in my heart, so we started with this.
Lots of driving.
My wife and I. And they,
Yeah,
really stinks. And I became a pastor at church since a couple of years ago. This thing happened where they just, the Lord just told them, keep everything away and sell your house. They live in a motor. They bought a motorhome and 4 kids, 3 of them teenagers. And they've been living for 4 years. Traveling missionaries all over the United States. Wow. And me and him and another guy started a Zoom Bible study. It was going really well. It was called Soul Study and Scripture Observation Application.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And it went really well. After a month of doing that.
Yes, it
They've been doing it now. More to your story later, but
Yeah.
it's great. It's just, it really, the whole thing is, it's only a flaw. You know,
Yeah.
because when you're in an overflow, pure water's
Ziggy's. And then he also does, at the Airport in Napa Valley. And so for me, it's just, I love going to see the adults. So, bigger names. My husband is from Texas, so. Hey!
How are ya?
I love
Good to
it.
see you.
I think it's good.
Glad you're here.
Like, I'm still fans of
Okay,
Toby
good.
and Toby.
All right, let's grab a seat. Let's grab a seat.
How about you?
Happy mid-August, everybody. It's kind of a tweener time. Welcome. It's kind of that tweener time of the year where some of y'all have young kids and they're kind of shuffling off to X, Y, and Z, and the rest of us are sane. Sorry. No, some of us have our kids going off to college, and it's quite a unique time of the year. So I appreciate y'all being here, and all y'all online. Hello, thanks for being here. So let's get rolling. As you know, the purpose here at this particular office is serve agents and impact lives. Those of you who do or do not know, the Y4C2Ts. How this got started once again was when Gary was beginning creating leaders out of their office that are agents. They helped him build the business. That's why this is a brokerage built by agents for agents, right? So we have a belief system here, and at some point leadership will do the dance. Matt is really happy. Can't wait. We'll show you the dance. But we'll come back to this. First of all, I want to highlight Tasha. So for those of you who read, first of all, what is the play of the week? Play of the week is anything that people are doing or have done that are extraordinary. It may be within the business realm. It may be in their community. It may be for another person in our office. So, well, first of all, let's give her a round of applause. Tasha Ball. She, if you did not read, she has been running her business. She's been mega involved in her community for a long time in many ways. But the way that we really were super extra impressed with, first of all, she does a lot of win-win with the projects that she works with. Integrity, obviously doing the right thing, but really wanted to come down to teamwork, because she is creating a legacy. She's creating a legacy not just for herself and for her family, but she's creating a legacy by teaching other generations how to teach other generations and how to serve other generations. So pretty much all these are encapsulated, but equity, that's a part of what is big, what we brought to her, and is a part of that program that we spoke of, and success for people. I just think it's a pretty special quality that you're gonna take your time to pour into other people. They'll be doing what you're doing when you're gone. So again, that's pretty special. Thank you, Tasha, and thank you guys for being people that we want to do business with. Actually live lives with it. Oh, legacy is worth leaving is one of the big mantras as well. So legacy is worth leaving. Let's congratulate Candace on capping. Withheld. We are with the held. Anybody have any thing they don't want to withhold by sharing it with us? Any withheld anyone wants to brag about?
I'll share mine, it's up there.
Yeah.
Third one down, 22090 Bering Avenue in Farmington. It's a 422 split level on 3 acres, on a paved road. Amazingly well kept. This family has lived there for nearly 40 years and they are on top of things. It's updated and like they've had a pre-inspection, nothing came back. It will be good to go on Sunday, which was a weird day, but that's the day it worked out. Weird day, 1 March.
Oh, very nice, 3 acres.
Yeah.
Paved. That saves a lot on car washes.
Yes. And then beyond the 3 acres, it's still wide open.
Oh, so you're landlocked up to other beauty.
It's wonderful.
Oh, anyone else have one? Yes, Jenny.
It's not up there yet, it will be today. I'm having a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in White Bear for $319,900. It's right by White Bear South, probably about 2 blocks away. And it will be going on after Labor Day.
Awesome, way to go. Way to go. Yes, Tricia.
Number 32 that's up there, we have one on Murphy Lane, 799.9, 4-bed, 3-bath, smartest home I've ever listed. They have thought of everything. It has an attached 3-car garage, and underneath 2-car garage, that can also be a workshop room. It backs up to state land, state refuge park, so nothing can ever be built behind. Just under 3 acres, so if you have somebody looking to get out of the metro, have a little, it's in a really neat little private development. There's 6 other homes in the development, so bring them down. It's a beautiful home. Where's it at? Elfland.
Very nice. Very nice, thank you for sharing.
And we just got pictures back, so I will be putting pictures on our Facebook page for people to see as well.
Awesome. Love it when you all do that. Just do that more.
Hey, Tom.
Oh, Tom. Well, he raised his hand with a phone as well.
Yeah.
I'll raise you one phone. I've got a 5-bed, 4-bath in Rosemount. Home is really nice. A lot of the mechanicals are all updated, fully fenced yard, new roof. $599, $419.
You gotta ask. Can't let that slide.
It's, my seller thought it was good luck. 419 is his Dodge one.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. I love it.
No pressure.
Stand out in the lineup.
Oh, that's cute.
Well,
Pick a number. Pick a
let's see
number.
what happens.
Throw it out there.
Sharon.
All right, we've got 3, but I think 1 is spoken for, but 2 that we have coming up is 105 Pony Lane East Apple Valley, Rambler, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3860 square feet, $519,900. Our buyers have been awesome with doing all the work on it and getting it in tip-top shape. Yeah, sellers, sorry. getting it in tip-top shape. It's in a great neighborhood over there, so that's the horses neighborhood in Apple Valley, if you didn't know.
Palomino.
So, and then we also have a great opportunity right here in Burnsville, South Cross. We have a townhome, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's a big townhome, 2649 square feet, 359.9, kind of steel, but it does need a little sweat equity, some carpet, maybe some paint, but you could move in and do your thing later too. So
Where was that?
that's South Cross. It's townhomes. Yep, Burnsville right over here, and then they don't, it's not really they're not having kids in that community per se, is their goal, but, so.
Do that. Wow. Maybe I'm gonna be careful if it's not a 55 plus.
Yeah, so, but.
You can't discriminate.
Yeah, right, yeah, so,
But technically, they're not
yeah,
or season.
more seasoned folks, yep. We have sheets to hand out, right?
Oh, good.
Game with sheets.
Smart.
Anyone else has some sheet to share? No, good. And yes, Mary, you are correct, I am a dork. Thank you for not withholding that. I love you. All right. Let's hear it from our broker.
Hello. I will be very brief, but I wanted to touch on the new and updated forms one more time. I was impressed and surprised. I had a handful of people ask some more in-depth questions about the forms. So if you have any questions, or if you missed the overview a couple of weeks ago, you can go onto the Minnesota Association of Realtors website. Once you've used your NERDS number to log in, you can go to Find It Fast, and then you can go down here to Contracts and Forms. At the very bottom of Contracts and Forms are the 2023 forms changes, and you can watch the forms changes video overview that an attorney from the Association of Realtors covers for us. I also wanted to point out that if there are things within the forms that you find to be inaccurate, inconsistent, something that annoys you or frustrates you, this is also where you go to make suggestions for forms changes. So again, Find It Fast, Contracts and Forms, over here to Suggestions. Any questions?
What website was that?
This is the Minnesota Association of Realtors. I think it's mnrealtor.com, something like that. And more importantly, I hope you're all dressed for success today and may have noticed that that we are doing a collection for Dress for Success. It's in my office today. So if you have any clothing items that you'd like to donate, both men's and women's, I would love to collect those along with Tasha Wells in my office. We'll be doing so all week. So if you forgot today, use this as a reminder to bring it in tomorrow or the next day. And then also, I wanted to personally invite you to a little social time at my house next Thursday. I'm having happy hour at my house in the afternoon. Lisa, you cannot stay until 1 in the morning, yet again. Just putting a stop time at it. And I hope you all can come. I enjoy spending time with you at work, and it'd be really nice to spend time with you socially as well.
We need our swimming suits?
Yeah, yes, good idea.
Please. Oh, let's bring up the lovely Victoria.
Hey.
Let's give her
As many of you know, Keller Williams International has communities, whether it's luxury. I know Lisa's involved in the luxury community, sports and entertainment, land. There are a variety of communities that you can hook up to and network and help build your business and make connections and so forth. And I am very, very interested in the military connection. And we are going to do a little something special here at KWPR for our veterans. And I need to know who of our agents are veterans and what branch. I don't care if you don't want to tell me the years you served. It can be current, it can be reserve, it can be guard, but I need the agent's name and the branch that they served in. And at this time, it's only for agents, but I really want to get that. So if you would, if you know somebody in the office that is, like I know of a few, but I want to update it because I think we never got quite the updated list that we preferred. So please have anybody send me their branch and their name. All right, any questions? And if you want to know more about the military community, I'm happy to help with that too. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a big branch out to Victoria. Hey, events and training. Here's what we have coming up. Unstoppable Woman Summit. Danielle is online today. She is in Wichita. And I won't say what we call Wichita, but you'll have to ask us. It's a great place, don't get us wrong. We just like it when she's here. So she has an opportunity where it's live streaming. It's a KWRP event. It's a free event. However, there's gonna be agents from other brokerages coming. And this is a Tony Robbins Unstoppable Woman event. So be ready to get up and get moving and have a great time. It is high energy. So, and you will leave with even more. I don't know if they're gonna walk on coals or not, but we'll find out.
Are they doing it here in the office or is it just a?
Good question. Right here in the training room. But please sign up so that we can prepare and make sure we have enough space.
Isn't that the same day as the call-in day for the whole 100?
Yep, it is. Yeah, so the call-in day, except for these 5 hours. That's the call-in.
All right.
It's the call-in most of the day.
Okay. All right. Let's check.
So you have all the energy coming out of this, and you look at your phone and go, oh my gosh, thank God I got all this energy, because I got all these calls, right? So that's good. And just like you said with the $1,000 cash giveaway, just a reminder of how many pieces of business, how many opportunities we got the last time. Why are we doing this? Again, we're gonna host this quarterly. Those of you who remember some of the ahas from the 36 Touch Peter's event, four of the 36 touches have to do with the events. So for agents who maybe don't want to do an event per quarter, well, you can plug into this once a year, twice a year, 4 times a year. Depends on how you want to do it. We just want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do that, because calling about and following up and rekindling those relationships, this is just the best way we can do it, right? So, and as James Shaw says, I don't care if I give away anything, I just want to follow up and call. And, well, look at that. Melissa, did you know we're having that?
I sure did.
We're gonna have a happy hour with the happiest broker in business. As we said, Melissa's house. And Lisa can only stay till 12:59. Coming up, we have Preferred Health Day.
Always invited to stay.
Now, my parents told me not to label anybody. However, we are going to be reading labels. Since you're here, tell us just a little bit more. Put you on the spot.
Okay, yeah, thanks for putting me on the spot. Well, I mean, I don't know if a lot of you know, but I also work at Lifetime. So I am a nutrition counselor and a personal trainer and a fitness instructor there. And nutrition has always been my passion. And I just love to educate people on how to read boxes, because I don't think we know what we're eating. And, you know, the United States allows a lot more in our food than other countries. So learning about those differences and what to keep out is really important to me. And the direct health implications it can have.
It's awesome, so that it wouldn't look as daunting and when we know what to look for.
Yes.
So basically, you'll be able
It's
to give
easy.
us the,
Yeah.
ooh. Okay,
Yeah,
no.
my kids know how to do it. My oldest doesn't, but.
Doesn't do it. No, you need your share of it.
But when she decides to be healthy again, she knows what to do.
Exactly. Well, thank you for that, that's awesome.
She did, yeah.
So PC coaching, we have Monday, the 21st. We have a call night, bring your leads. She'll actually help you call them. Last time she actually called a lead from someone's database, called them, got on the phone. We actually went right to her house immediately to talk about real estate, and that person's coming to the business Women's Emporium Summit Women's Goal Walk. And then career night, who do you know? The great thing with what we're really seeing with productivity coaching right now is we're getting a large funnel, or we're filling up the top of the funnel in a large way right now with new people. That's something that's new to us, really filling that up so that we can help people grow, and ultimately that's our job, is to help people grow, help this market center grow, help your profit share grow. So let us know. Poll starts October 9th. Now, one of the things last year's poll was my first one, so I thought it was wonderful. And people who have been to bowl every year thought it was a little bit more, I don't know, tepid, maybe. It wasn't as on fire as it usually is. Well, this year we got a drill sergeant, right? She's on fire. So we're gonna start promoting this more and more, because again, this sets us up for next year. And as we know, next year, these next 6 months and beginning of next year is gonna be probably the biggest potentially in your career. Business stats, okay, market of the most. So basically what we did, those of you who were here the last couple of weeks, what we did was we did a larger look, like a 40,000 foot view from countrywide as to what the market looks like, what it's been looking like, what it's going to look like. Hopefully we can figure that out. So then this week, we are gonna move into, how do we compare to last year? And then the next time we will go week by week to see how it's progressing in real time. So we have here, we're starting with market dynamics. So this is supply and demand with under contract. So this is just, kind of tells us what we did. Actually, this is, so July, right here, and July here is what we're comparing to. My big finger clicked on June. However, what you see is the demand, supply and demand numbers are pretty much the same under contract. So they pretty much stayed in the same spot. So if this market feels a little familiar to you, that might be so. However, there was a big jump last year from June, and here there's just a little jump down from June. So that being said, we will go into sales absorption. Now, there are two ways of looking at sales absorption. This one is based on percentage. That means how much of the market this particular month, in this particular window, gets absorbed, gets removed from the market, gets eaten, is no longer there. So this is one way of looking at it. We'll look at it monthly in a little bit. However, so ultimately, this is something that's important for us to really pay attention to, because we're always going to hear a lot about, man, the market's tough, rates are high, there's no inventory. But again, if you look at this one is intentional at June because it's almost exactly the same as July. It went down to 32%. So basically, over a third of the inventory in July got eaten up. That's a lot of demand. And that's good news for us. If it's 20% or over, that's a seller's market. So I'm guessing we're in a seller's market now. So despite the fact, like I said, that the units, there's less units, we're still in a familiar place from last year. That's the good news, because the demand is happening, people are transacting, and we're on the roll. So any questions about this kind of sales absorption? If you've noticed, there's going to be less jokes during this portion of the event, because I just want to go through some of the numbers, and if you have anything to add, any questions, please let me know. And this is the other version of sales absorption that people like to say monthly. I don't know if you've looked at sales absorption monthly. What that means is how long does it take today's inventory, if nothing else changes in the market, no more inventory was added. If in August we had X amount of inventory, how long would it take for it all to sell out per month? And as you'll see here, July was 1.8 months it would take for this whole supply to sell out. And for us, it's 1.5 right now. What is that saying? Again, we saw the demand going up, the numbers going up as far as how much was getting eaten up in the market, how many transactions were taking place, how many properties were going under contract. Well, this is another indicator, because look at that. I mean, that's a big drop right there, so. Go get listings, and how many listings, what number of listings then up would it take for it to be a buyer's market? Does anyone know that number? John is correct, 6 months. So if it's 6 months or higher, then it's a buyer's market. If it's 6 months, in that window, it's balanced. If it's under 5, it's buyer's market, or seller's market, pardon me. So we are in definitely a seller's market. If you didn't know that, here's the confirmation. Glad to clarify that for you. Oh, I should also say, this is for the 7-county metro. We're gonna look at doing opportunities for, LeSueur County and other opportunities to go over market too, especially when we go deeper. So what we have here is the average days on market. This is one indicator that's kind of interesting. And that is because we've gone up. This is the interesting part here to me, is the fact that in June, went up 4, and then here it went up 2. So we're starting to say, are we starting to slow down in appreciation? I don't know. Could be.
We're having seasonality this year, we didn't last year.
Tell us more. What do you mean by that, John?
Well, yeah, seasonality, which we probably haven't had for 3 years, has actually happened this year. So typically, summer is our second slowest selling season, usually from mid-June to end of August. And we're seeing that and experiencing it this year.
Anyone have anything to add?
Agree.
Nobody had a second on that.
You want to vote on it?
Thank you, John. That's absolutely right. So what we have here is new properties that have come out of the market that are new listings. Interesting thing here is we're at 4,824, and we're down 28.1% from around the same time last year. The interesting thing that I'm saying is, I know there's a lot of people struggling to get business, but there's business, right? Last 2 months, we were up in the 5s. So there's business to be had. We definitely are feeling the pain from there being less opportunity. So we need to take advantage of getting more opportunities. We need to take advantage of when we have those opportunities. Have we done conversations and practiced them? I think that category is probably good. You guys are good at that because we only get a few on the calls lately for calling. So that probably isn't an issue. Yes.
I was just gonna tag on the seasonality thing because I kind of was a statistic nut when I used to do a lot of advertising. And we also have seasonality with the type of buyers. Like over the summer, you don't have a lot of your singles buying because they're enjoying the lakes and the activity. And so they'll pick up here come September and that kind of thing. But the family moves, they already needed to be into a school to have their kids registered. So that slows down and when they get into that fall schedule. So September could be kind of slow sometimes. So think about who you're target marketing to too, because right now, September is also when corporations, I did work corporate relocation 9 years, and they do their area tours and that kind of thing in September. They're doing they do their budgets, they do their hiring, they bring people in for interviews. And then I always found between October and January was my biggest months of people relocating, whether they're going out or coming in. So you might just kind of think about who who's buying at the different times of year too. So that can give you a little bit more to go after for seasonality.
Have a more intentional intensity.
Mhm.
I like that. Thank you. Thank you. This is what Gary said yesterday in his call. It's always, because we're gonna move on to what the prices are in homes. It's always the right time to buy the right property. So don't get too discouraged when you're working with buyers. And later today too, Colin will be going over in the wealth segment. He's gonna show us how to look for properties and what we're looking for, what we're looking at, how we judge them for building wealth. There's always the right time to buy what is the right property. And it's up to us to make sure we understand their intentions fully so they know it's time to buy their right property. There we are. I added a couple little squiggly lines for those who are artists. That was a little nice feature. But here's what we have: sold average versus median price. And there's nothing really significant here. You guys pretty much know and feel where we're at. Again, the seasonality, like you said, and where it's gone up, both for average price. Of course, median, for those who don't know, median takes the average number, gets rid of the outliers, and it just gives a more holistic indication of what the market, the saturated, condensed part of the market is. And, you know, we've only gone up 3%, 2%, but since the beginning of the year, it's almost 8%. So since January, the market has gone up roughly 8% in price. So that's nothing that you don't know yet. So, and this is what my friend Charlie Stahle likes to say: time in the market beats timing the market. So please use this with your buyers. Please use this with your sellers. Time in the market beats timing the market. We do not know when it's going to be the peak. We do not know when it's going to be the valley. But we do know that you got to be in the market to have something happen. So by the time we realize, oh my gosh, the seller's market is ending, well, it's over. It's going the other direction. I can chase it downhill, right? Like we were fairly recently. So ultimately, you know, this all comes back to that 6 month. These next 6 months are going to be the most important 6 months of your next 6 years. We talked last week that yes, prices are going up. But what happens when prices keep going up and the rates start coming down? There's going to be a frenzy. So combine that with the 36 touch program. Let us help you get started now if you haven't. Jason, 2 o'clock. 36 touch. 36 touch. So he'll help with what your needs are there. Because ultimately, in 6 months, in 12 months, because we think, you know, the next year, 2, prices will still be going up. But once those rates come down after inflation gets under control, potentially, we'll be in a situation where it's going to be a frenzy, but we need to get a hold of them now. Just like Krista said, we need to start talking to those people now if we want them then. So I encourage you, when the frenzy happens and your colleague's business is going wild and yours isn't, let's not do that. Let's start now. Because I'd love for you to be thinking back 6 years from now and go, man, I was a leader in my database community, got connected with so many people that my business exploded. I increased in market share. And you know what? I got to know a lot of great people. So that being said, it seems daunting, especially with 36 touch, but just 1 brick a day to build the big castle. It looks big, scary. Building your castle is just 1 brick a day. What is that brick today? Is it showing up at Jason's classes starting some 36 touch? Is it learning about wealth with Colin? Is it just getting going on your own 36 touch? Is it doing a $1,000 giveaway? 1 thing a day, and you will eventually build what you want to build. Okay? Awesome. I'd like to invite my friend Sean. That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
What was that? Was that a dance? I didn't know if you.
How are you doing? Good, how are you?
Good to see ya.
I'll get out of your way.
Can I pull anything up on the old fun box here? Fun box. That's concerning. Well, thank you so much. Unbox away. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
That's good, we're all watching you.
They teach fun box at White for High School? I don't know if this is an IP address thing or if I'm just not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Guys, I'm Sean from Home Story Visuals. We're a real estate media photography company here in the Twin Cities for the past, 7, almost 8 years now. And we wanted to just take a quick moment today to reintroduce ourselves. We've been here, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, and talk just a little bit about some of the things that we do that make us a little bit different than what a typical experience that you might have had with a real estate photography company before. Well, at least that part works. So, Home Story Visuals takes a unique approach to photography in that we think that it's baseline and fundamental that you get really outstanding photography for each of your listings. When you go through statistics and you look at all of the listings out there, we know that professional imagery on a listing leads to more views, quicker sales, higher sales prices. And those are things that you guys have heard ad nauseum, you know all that stuff. But over the last 7 years or so, we've spent so much time with real estate agents that we've gotten to know them fairly well. And one of the things that has come through all of these conversations is that they don't always have time to market themselves and each of their listings the way they'd like to. So we put together an offering and a program to try to address that need, because we already have all of this media content, terabytes and terabytes full of all of these photos when we're delivering things to folks. So we want to make it super easy for you to have a presence on any of the social platforms, on websites, on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Instagram, your TikTok. And so I wanted to just briefly take a moment and talk about what is this automatic social marketing thing that we do. And so if you visit our website, you'll see lots of sample imagery of past projects. But we'll just go on down and focus on this automatic social marketing. So because we have all of these photos, because this media is already taking up space on our computers and hard drives and on storage drives, it's very easy for us to take that content and plug it into social media, video and photo applications to be able to deliver messages to your audiences and provide them with social proof. How many of you have ever heard that term before, social proof? It's just the online version of this person is who they say they are and they do what they say that they do. So automatic social marketing becomes our insertion of the listing imagery that we're collecting into social media friendly photo and video templates that we then share out to your profiles. Now, how do we do that? Well, when we're connected on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever it might be, there is an ability for us to tag you by just typing in your name or whatever profile handle you use, and then you're notified that someone has mentioned you in a comment. You see it on Facebook all the time when one of your friends mentions you in a photo that you're both in. So that notification for clients who are taking advantage of this automatic social marketing is your indication that we have supplied you with some image that relates to a listing that you've had us shoot for you. And then the easy part is that all you have to do is turn around and hit the share button, and it will take that image and push it out to your network. Now, if we don't do that part, then only our audience sees it. All our friends and followers are all seeing our posts about you and your listing. But just by hitting the share button, we're able to push that out to your audience and show that to your friends and family. So I just wanted to show some of the kind of different applications. When you're talking about still ads on social media, you're wanting to quickly deliver something that has your branding, your logos, your face, and feels very much like you. So you can, imagine ads where we're pulling in logos and contact information, your specific fonts, delivering that kind of content out to your audience so that it looks like it just came right from you, right from your marketing shop. And as we build these over time, we're able to collect a lot of data, find out which ones are popular and which ones aren't popular, which ones are adding to conversations online. And those kind of tracking analytics are available to you when you choose this automatic social marketing kit. And it takes a lot of different forms. There's a lot of different ways that we do this marketing. So you can see these are all social media template ads that address a number of different issues. A lot of these are coming soon or just listed. But then we do property websites. Jeez. Skipping on the property websites, the analytic data that I was referring to earlier, that gets sent to you in a report weekly that shows where your traffic is coming from, which photos they're looking at the most. Open house announcements, custom flyers for your open houses, those are all built right into that template. So when you choose our automatic marketing kit, it's a $79 add-on to whatever photo or media package you select. And so for that $79, we'll take a variety of these different templates and post them for the first 10 days of your listing. So the idea there becomes make a big splash when you have a new listing, hit the market hard, and repeat that content. So you're gonna see posts that come and within the first 10 days of the listing, post maybe 2 or 3 times with the same piece of content. And sometimes folks ask, well, Sean, why am I seeing a post that has repeated itself? Well, the thing that we do with posts that are popular, that a lot of people are looking at, is repeat them a couple different times within that first 10 days. And the reason we do that is because only a fraction of your social media audience will ever see any one of your given pieces of content. Depends on the platform. Like Facebook right now, 6-7% of your audience is going to see any given post at any given time. So we really want to go out and hit that hard to make sure that your audience sees what you're working on. It provides you with that social proof when they're scrolling through their feed and say, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. They got this lovely little place down here in Lakeville or Brooklyn Park or wherever it might happen to be. So this automatic marketing program is a popular choice, but it reflects back to kind of our uniques. What we do is a little bit different from a typical photography company that would come in and take photos and send them to you and say best of luck. We really want to help our agents win. And so creating this advertising, this marketing, and knowing that when you pick up the phone to call us to book a photo shoot, or you book a photo shoot online, or you text us and say, hey, can you come down on Thursday to do such and such? That choosing this particular option just puts to the back of your mind the fact that, great, a nice chunk of my marketing on this is done. I know that we're going to be able to go in and have a lot of people see information about this post. So one of the questions that often comes up is, well, how many people do see the post? Well, it depends on the size of our audience on each platform and the size of your audience on each platform. But to date, the record for a 10-day window for us instigating posts and then collecting the data from 10 days later is about 150,000 unique sets of eyeballs. Now that's a best case scenario so far in the history of home story visuals, but we're not at all used to seeing things that take 20, 30, 40, or 50,000 unique sets of eyeballs and plugging them in. And it really has come to where our agents are coming back and saying, oh, I've got multiples, I've got people competing, I've got a bidding war going. Because we've had the opportunity to plug a lot of different eyeballs into the scenario and be able to really, really make a big splash in the marketplace when a new listing is coming soon or going live.
Sean, would you be willing someday to post a class? Because I think what a lot of people, we got so many different levels of people that understand what in social media. I think a lot of the stuff you went into would be very curious to learn more about. Because then I think they'll understand the value of what you're sharing, right?
Absolutely. We always love to have the opportunity to talk to agents about our unique experiences and their unique experiences. I would say that as a 2-second preview to whatever that conversation might be like in the future, the thing that I can share with you the most is be uniquely yourself. Don't worry about what's trending. Don't worry about what other people are doing. If you see something that someone else is doing socially online, there's no harm at all in doing a version of that about yourself. But if you love baseball, then bring baseball into your posts and have conversations about something that happened to you recently related to baseball. If you have dogs, bring your dogs in. People are looking for human connections. I hear all of this stuff about ChatGPT and AI taking over, and oh, we're gonna, have marketing is gonna go away and the computers are gonna do it all. Well, I think that what the algorithms on social media right now are designed to do is to showcase humanity. So the best thing, the hardest thing, but the best thing that you can do right now is take this phone and spin that camera around and say something that feels like you, prepared or unprepared, really complex or just simple. I think your uniqueness is the thing that folks are looking for. And so any opportunity that we can have to work together with you to tell your audience a more complete story about who you are, the better. And we love being kind of this secret back-end marketing and imagery ninja for our clients, and would love to help with your next listing as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, guys, be sure, let's give a round of applause. Be sure to spend some time mingling with him with Sean and during lunch. Thank you for lunch. And let's set that up, because I think that can be a deep dive into stuff that I think more and more people need to hear. And Yeah, speaking, posting pictures about dogs and people who would do that, let's bring up the OP Olivia.
Okay. Are we doing the dog thing on
Yeah, on the 23rd.
August 26th or something?
23rd.
I have 5, I can drink.
5.
You're not invited that day? Sorry, we want in the middle. Sometimes I fall off these chairs when I'm sitting around.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I know, that I do.
Yes.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, you're peach. Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay.
Hey, why do we have Olivia here and why wouldn't I be? Because it was the team leader skills camp. Well, it turns out it's about our future. And the first thing that I had in my notes was send your OP and MCA to the next skills camp. Well, we had our OP and we had our PC coach. So we were already ahead of the game because our leader was ahead of the game. So we thought it would be poignant for Olivia to share some things because it's going to absolutely impact our future.
Yeah, I think in no particular order, just to kind of back up the class. So Jamie and Danielle and I attended, it was called TL Skills Camp back in July, middle of July. And it was a class taught by the current CEO of the company, Mark King. Mark Willis is now back as well, so there's 2 Marks. And the course was written on his journey as a team leader and how he essentially moved from market center to market center. About 9 years in a row, Gary Keller at the time was sending him to the most failing KW offices in the system and said, you've got a year to fix it. And then he'd move him to a different one. You've got a year to fix it. And so he was able to take all of these 7 market centers in about a 9-year period, anywhere he was at each market center for 12 to 16 months. And how he grew them into be from one of the worst in the entire system to number 1 in the region of all of those different regions at the time. They wrote a course on basically what he did to do that, right? They were recruiting 4 to 5 cappers a month at all of those market centers. And so they took all of his systems, all of his scripts and put it into one class. So yes, I thought it was very appropriate that the 3 of us that are in charge of growth, along with the rest of the leadership team, attend the course. And in no particular order, I took my 13 pages of notes and took them down to 2. And so I didn't think you'd want to hear from me for 13 pages. And of course, we have less than 9 minutes left. But what it reminded me of was that Keller Williams was built on systems and models, and we've done a good job here in the Market Center, and I think we've got some room for improvement based on some reminders and some things that we learned. One example that they used is if you bought a McDonald's franchise, would you decide to sell Whoppers or chicken? What's the answer?
Chicken.
Yeah, it's not a trick question, guys. This is McDonald's. You're not gonna serve a Whopper, which is Burger King. You're not gonna serve chicken, which is Chick-fil-A, right? So why are we not running the models as agents, and why are we not following the models as a Keller Williams franchise to a T? So one of the things that we were reminded of is that we're going to go back to teaching the fundamentals here, which is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. We have taught it from time to time. We've had book clubs around it, and we need to all be learning this at a high level. Doesn't mean that you have to build a big organization, but we want you to be learning the model so you can be the most efficient and make the most amount of money for you and your family, right? We were also reminded that the team leader is basically the franchise quarterback for the organization. And so we're going to turn a lot of the duties that Jamie's been doing over to Matt. It's Matt's role in the Market Center to run the Market Center. It's Jamie's role and Danielle's role to grow the Market Center. And so you're going to start to see some of the things transition from Jamie over to Matt. And Matt is very capable of all of it. We sometimes have crossed, over each other's roles here. We're going to get back to the model of that. The number one thing that a team leader should be doing inside of a market center is changing lives. And so we're going to get a lot more purposeful with Jamie doing more coaching appointments, more training. I'm not going to look at you, Mo. More training. And what is it that we can do to pour into you to help grow your business and change your life? I reference Mo because I had the honor of being in a coaching meeting with Monique and Shane and Jamie last week. And it was all about them, and I loved it. It was a great meeting, and we're trying to get just different systems in place for them, leverage through Kelsey, get some marketing going. And at the very end, Mo said, would it be okay if I pray for you and Jamie in the market center? And of course, who doesn't need more prayer? And it was just so welcome and incredible. And the fact that we can meet with ALC members and top agents and have prayer together, I thought that was really powerful. So one of the other things with team leaders succeeding at a really, really high level is growing the market center through you, the top producers inside the company. And one of the things that we've gotten away from is helping you specifically build your profit share, right? There's no other company out there that is shared over $2 billion in profit share, $2 billion. And it's going to continue to grow. We're the #1 company in the entire world. We're going to continue to stay that way, especially with Mark Willis back, right? And he said, let's plant the flag. We've got to continue to grow, right? There's no reason why the company isn't going to be 300,000 plus associates in the next 10 years, period, end of story. So Gary will still say that the highest profit share earner is not even in our company yet, right? So we need to be more purposeful and think about it, right? Linda McKissick, her and Jimmy earn over $1 million a year in profit share. We have people in this office earning more than their cap. So they're actually being paid to be at KW. The point is that we need your help because you guys are doing the transactions. If they're a fit for our company, we need that relationship through you. After we got back from TL Skills Camp, we asked the current ALC for a meeting, and we sat down. And one of the things that I shared with them was essentially this, more on profit share, but I said, can you imagine every single piece of business, some of you are doing 20, 30, 40, 50 deals a year, can you imagine every single piece of business that you're doing being a cold call? Not a warm referral from your sphere, not your next door neighbor, not your best friend. No, you had a cold call for that piece of business. Well, that's what we're doing right now. And so we're working harder instead of smarter and working through you. So please expect us to ask you for more warm referrals and know that in return, if we're not yet providing a lot of value to you through our coaching and through the trainings and through the guest speakers of, the Peters and whatnot, tell us. We want the feedback because we know that you're only going to give warm referrals if we're giving to you and your business and pouring into you with value, a lot of value, right? Let's see. On that note, as you're talking to co-op agents, we don't want you to do the recruiting. We don't want you to have those conversations. We want you to refer them to us and let us build that relationship, right? And the top 2 reasons why agents leave companies, there's about 180,000 people that leave a brokerage, any brokerage every year, right? #1 reason why they leave is lack of support or just support in general, right? #2 is leadership and culture. While we may be biased and we think that we've done a good job with those 2 things and we're going to continue to grow. So just keep that in mind. They leave because of support, culture, and leadership. I think from time to time, at least for me and some people on the leadership, we can be frustrated when agents leave the company. If they weren't doing any transactions and they go back to the state and they put their license on ice, so to speak, because they didn't produce. Every brokerage loses about 3% of the roster every month. So for us currently, we're right around 202, 203 in terms of agent count. So that would be 6 agents a month. So of course we don't want it to be that high, and it actually isn't that high for our office, but the larger that we grow, the harder it is to keep that attrition rate low, right? It's just a fact. And so the job of the productivity coach is to at least be recruiting the attrition every month. And Danielle's been in the role for about 4 months, and she's been building the pipeline and getting some new systems in place. And we just went through the pipeline report the other day, and we're up to about 10 people that we believe will be joining between now and October 1st. And she was just able to put the system into place last month with tracking of new agents, with posting of some Indeed ads, et cetera. And so she's already on track to start hitting at least 6 a month to cover that attrition, so that technically we would never go back and agent count again, right? Because if she's recruiting that 6 and then every month, and then we're recruiting a couple producers and then a couple of transfers from other companies that are doing just a couple deals, we should be above 10 agents coming on board every month, which gets us closer and closer and closer to our goal and our vision of sharing $1 million a year in profit share. Gary said if an agent can make over $2 million net a year in the real estate business, a market center can net over $1 million a year in profit share. And many of you know that that is a goal of ours in the next 7 years. Boy, I'm not even halfway through the first page. So maybe I'll pick out some of maybe the really good ones.
While you're looking through, you
Yes,
want to share a few?
Sure, please.
Yeah, Danielle has some here. First of all, guys, and gals, it was amazing. It was amazing watching all the big
Do you want to come up
dignitaries.
here so that maybe the people online can hear? Maybe they can hear from there, but just in case.
Watching all, I mean, it was.
They'd like to see.
Oh, yeah, well, don't.
It was fun to see all the dignitaries, all the people that she just mentioned, just gush over her, and it's kind of too. Yet it just keeps concreting what we have here. And then when you're starting to talk about PC, and Danielle shared some things of what she's done and what she's had to kind of recreate and now is putting into place, the whole building turned and was just listening to her and asking her questions. Yeah. So the talent that she's bringing in here blows my mind. And Danielle's quote that she wants to share is, plant your flag in the ground, stop chasing your competitors, be the benchmark, have a vision, go where you're going and behave like you're already there, shut out the background noise.
And that came specifically from Mark Willis, who some of you have been with the company know that name. He left about 7 years ago when his wife passed away from cancer. And I kind of grew up in my team leader role under his leadership, and he's an amazing, amazing human. We actually got to have dinner with him and about 3 or 4 others when we were in Austin. And that was a direct quote from him, and now he'll be back at Keller Williams Realty International working alongside Mark King, current CEO, and so literally just so excited to have him back. So that was his quote, and I agree. Let's see, here's maybe just some more stats, especially now with Mega Camp, going on this week as we look forward to family reunion. 90% of non-KW agents that go to family reunion join the company. So for those of you that have the relationships with the top producers, let's get them there as your invitee, and we will pay for them to be there because 90% of them join. So let the event do the heavy lifting, right? 60% of guests that go to Bold join the company. Now, I want to be very clear about Bold, okay? I understand we did not have the best experience with the last Bold here in town. What I'm telling you about Bold coming up here middle of October is, and you referenced this earlier in the meeting, and I just want to piggyback on that. Michael Ann Virley is one of the very best coaches that they have. She runs a big team in Vegas. She is so good. She's actually better than who they told us we were going to have. And so I do invite you to just put Bold on your calendar, and we'll talk more about it, but I just want you to know 60% of guests that go to Bold do join the company. Let's see. Who can tell me, this is more for, just a direct coaching question. Who can tell me the 6 jobs that you have as a real estate agent? What are the 6 things that you should be doing?
Lead generate.
Okay.
Follow up.
Okay. Okay.
Practice your script.
Negotiate contracts and
Role play.
What's the sixth? You got them. Lead generate, follow up, appointments, go on appointments, negotiate, dialogues, not the S word, dialogues, and build your database, right? So again, there's 192 things that you technically do as an agent. You cannot leverage those six. You cannot leverage those six, right? And that's straight out of the MREA. For those of you with kids, I thought it was cool that Mark King shared a recent conversation that he had with Gary about, what did you do to instill in your son, John? Like, what did you really want to get through to your son when he was at home? And he said there were three things. Number one, I wanted them to have a positive self-image. Positive self-image. And then he said, I wanted them to have some basis of spirituality, right? Now, Gary's God and your God might be different. Let's not get into that. It's just, let's have some type of basis of spirituality. And number three, I wanted them to be a kind human, right? Helping people is the key to happiness. Speaking of happiness, who was on the Mega Camp call yesterday? Incredible. Did you stay on long enough to listen to the happiness piece? Okay, next week, are we talking about Mega Camp stuff?
I'll be happy.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that recording to be posted, because that segment on happy, darn near brought me to tears. It was incredible. We're gonna talk about, the economic update. There's a new KW Wealth platform coming out where you can actually invest your own dollars and invest with Gary Keller. It's called the KW Opportunity. There's a lot that was rolled out and is still being rolled out as we speak at Mega Camp, which is why we weren't gonna, do the ahas today, because we don't know them all yet. So definitely join us next week. And maybe I'll just end on the happiness note. There's something that they said, again, this is back in July. Happiness is a gift we give ourselves, and it happens on the way to fulfillment. Fulfillment is something you become a part of bigger than yourself. So again, it was a great training, and it was great to be reminded on the systems and models and how we're doing a lot of things right and how we need to shift and pivot and get back to some of those models, including teaching the models and systems to you. So I don't know if you had anything else to add, otherwise. That's not everything, but it will be everything.
Mine says leadership says when people are hungry, let them eat.
Sounds like it's time for y'all to eat.
However, we do have a drawing.
A what?
A drawing. We're going to do more giveaways for people who show up, because we think people who show up grow up and blow up, not physically. So show up and fill your tank.
Kelsey has the names of everybody that's in the room plus on Zoom, so she's gonna spin the wheel.
Oh, cool.
And tell me who the winner is of a $20 gas card.
spinning the wheel.
Yeah. Who is it?
Cheryl.
Cheryl Cummings, hey! That's fun. Thanks for doing that. And then just a reminder, today is Wealth Building Club. Colin will be here at 12:30 to analyze an investment property in Apple Valley. And if you've never joined us, please join us. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thank you all. Just one break today, one break.
So I was so